Hey there, Jonathan Barber with Bob Cook Sales here, and today we're going to go over the Digipower USA throttle response controller. This throttle response controller is built 100% here in the States. It has multiple different driving modes, actually 6 of them, and there's over 100 different variations that you can do with the different settings. Everything from a pedal lock to a valet mode, there's race, there's track, there's eco mode. There's so much you can do with this. And essentially what you're doing, for those who don't know what a throttle response controller does, is you're either eliminating the throttle response altogether or you're tapering it back from what the factory allows. So anybody who's ever driven a vehicle with drive-by-wire, which is virtually every vehicle on the road now that's a late model, you have a wire that goes to your pedal that sends a signal to the ECU, which then gives your engine power, which makes you go. Now, in most cases, if you've ever stomped on the gas, you've got a, half a second to a 1 second delay before your vehicle actually goes. For me, that's very frustrating because when I hit the gas, I want to go. So what the Digipower USA speed throttle response controller does is allows you to change how that drive-by-wire works. And with this, with all the different settings that we will go over here shortly, you can increase or decrease the amount of delay that your throttle gets. So for me, mostly driving on the road, traveling to see customers, I keep mine in eco mode because it does increase my my miles per gallon in my truck, which I'm very happy about. But there are times that I'll throw it in sport or throw it in a different mode. Last feature that I mentioned a few seconds ago is that we also have a valet mode and we have a pedal lock. So if you're going out of town, you don't have a garage, which I don't have a garage, my vehicle stays out in the driveway, I can lock my pedal from my phone, which I will show you the app as well, and if anybody gets in my truck, whether they have a key or not, they cannot unlock that pedal and go anywhere. So the vehicle will start, but it will not drive anywhere. And if you're going into valet mode, let's say you and some buddies are going out at night, or you and your wife or your girlfriend are going out for dinner, and you have to turn the keys over to the valet. If you drive a vehicle that's got some horsepower to it, it's a little bit peppy, and you don't want the valet guy to be dogging on your vehicle while you guys are inside enjoying your meal, you put your throttle response controller in valet mode, and it takes a lot of that power away. So essentially, if you give the keys to somebody, they can't go dog your vehicle for an hour while you're inside enjoying your dinner. So let's take a few minutes. I'm going to do an unboxing, and then I'll go over the features of the actual app as well that shows you the different settings. But if you don't have a throttle response controller and you're looking for something that gives you a lot of different options, a ton more options than other competitors out there in the market at a good price and made 100% in the USA, the Digipower Speed Throttle Response Controller is exactly what you need in your vehicle. Let's go through an unboxing and what the app will actually do. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and open the box up here. This is actually for a 2015 Ram 1500, which is what I drive. And this is essentially the brains to the whole operation. This unit is going to provide the drive-by-wire information to your ECU and allow the throttle response to either increase or decrease. So we'll put this off to the side. Obviously, we have all of our instructions here. You can go through everything. I've already reviewed this, but I do recommend your first time installing this, which should not take more than about 5 to 10 minutes. Definitely read the instructions. And we have a few things here. We have our decals to put on your vehicle afterwards, and we've got a couple of wiring harnesses. So these wiring harnesses are going to connect to my truck. So here I've got a Y splitter. I'm going to detach the factory clip to my pedal in my truck. I'm going to install this, and then this will also install back into the harness itself. And then here, if I undo all of these wires, you don't have to unclip this particular piece because it's going to go back in with 3M tape. You can mount it to your dash, you can mount it to your kick panel. In my application, I'll probably mount it to the kick panel just because it's going to be out of the way and easier to get to. And then this will also go back into your unit here. So pull that out, drop this in, it's actually keyed, which I had it in the wrong way the first time, and then once you close it, it is locked and safe to go. So the only thing we have to do now is go out to the truck and unplug the factory wire, plug our unit in here, and then in here into the Y splitter, and then we're basically good to go. First, locate the plug at the top of the gas pedal and unplug it. Once you have disconnected the factory connector, you are going to then plug in from the truck into the Y connector and the other piece into the part that you unplugged originally, directly on top of the pedal. Now it's time to mount the actual module. In this case, what I did is use the zip ties provided inside of the kit and zip tied them to some wire loom that was underneath my steering column. Now you want to make sure that you do not interfere with your brake or your gas pedal in any way, and try to keep it out of the way as much as possible. In this case, it's tucked up ultimately underneath my dash, right underneath the steering column. Now that it's mounted up, we've got green for sport, orange for performance, red for track, blue for valet, and a teal color for eco mode. Now that you have everything installed into your vehicle, you're going to want to download the app, which is Speed 2, and you can find that in the Apple Store or in the Google Play Store. Once you have the app installed, it's going to find your unit on your vehicle. At that point, you can then go through and either select it in your car or in your truck with the button that you saw a few moments ago, or you can do it directly from your phone. Once you select one of these settings, you can go in and you've got about 100 different ways that you can change each individual setting. So if you want to increase the throttle response or decrease the throttle response in any way, you've got full control over this unit and how it works. You'll also see down at the bottom right, there is a lock button. That's the pedal lock that I talked about. And then in the far left, there is an original setting. If you decide that you do not want any modification to your drive-by-wire system, then you can click the original one, and it's as if the system has never been installed before. So, quick disclaimer, if you're going to use the track mode, make sure it's an off-road setting, whether it be a track or physically off the road. Anything else is going to be good to drive with on the road. The reason I say that about the track is because it is essentially eliminating all of the delay in your pedal, and as soon as you hit the gas, you're going to have instant power. So, may not be the right scenario for anybody who's driving on the road. Obviously, off-road use and anything, I use sport mostly in my vehicle because as I'm driving, I've seen an increase in the miles per gallon in my truck, which I like seeing that. But I also use sport and performance from time to time as well. So if you have any questions, go to digipowerusa.com. You can also drop us a comment and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Again, this is your most complex throttle response controller on the market with the most customization to it. If you don't have one, go out and buy one. Thanks again for watching, and we will talk to you again soon.